Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. On the mic is Mike King here, ESPN Richmond. That's where you find us. This is part of the Mike King Biz Media Network, which is ESPN Rich 106.1, International Business Coach Radio, as well as the Hounds of Business Community. What we do is we talk to the game changers out there. Hey, there's an organization out there, Mechanics of Faith, doing some amazing work. I've been hearing about them for a year. Well, you know, people are doing good work. A lot of times they run into some problems, and what we do as a community, we help those who help us. All right, welcome to the program, sir.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so tell us who you are and what you do.
Hey, my name's Jason Wells. I'm the founder of Mechanics of Faith. We are an affordable automotive repair service, helping people in the community that need help.
All righty, and so where are you located?
We are currently located behind New Life Church in Henrico County. But part of the reason why we're on your show today is to get the word out that we are looking for a new facility, a new permanent home for Mechanics of Faith, so we can continue to do our mission.
So you don't have a typical background. We just finished with that. No, sir. You do you do not. All right, let's talk about the birth of Mechanics of Faith and how does it engage the community?
So the birth of Mechanics of Faith was about 6 years ago. I'm just a car guy, man. I've got a cool little rat rod that I built, 2008 Scion XB, that I've modified to look like an old school rat rod, hot rod. And you know, me and my buddies just been having fun at car shows and things like that. I love wrenching on cars, and I just started telling people, that they may come to me and say, "Hey, could you do the brakes on my car? Hey, do you mind helping me with this?" And the answer was always, "Yeah, yeah." And when it got time to, "How much do I owe you?" It was kind of like, "Well, how much can you afford? Let's figure this out together." And so I ended up connecting with another mechanic friend of mine, and we were like, and he had another job just like I did. I had a corporate job, and we were like, let's turn this into a nonprofit. Let's really help the community. And that's what we did. And we started being, mobile and kind of going around and helping people. And then we ended up with a 21-foot trailer. We ended up at Hanover Friends Church, and we were doing one Saturday a month, doing oil changes, brakes, you name it. We were basically doing it except for engine swaps. And that's how we met Pastor Lee at New Life Church. And he just showed up one day and came to me and said, "Jason, I've got a tool shed and a paved parking lot, and I want Mechanics of Faith to operate out of our facility." And we went, looked at it, prayed over it, felt like God was calling us that direction. And the rest is history, man. We went over there, and we were doing like one Saturday a month. And then we were like, "Well, yeah, bring your car by on Tuesday. We'll work on your car. We'll go ahead and take care of that." And now we're Monday through Friday, 9 to 3.
So you are a regular shop minus the regular shop prices.
Yes. So I'm a regular shop in the sense of functionality, minus the shop, because we work outside. So like the other week when it snowed, my guys were getting snowed on. I've laid in about 2 inches of water, putting in an exhaust system for a client who needed to get her son to the doctor's the next day. So I laid in water while it was pouring rain outside and fixed the exhaust system. So we're a shop minus the luxuries.
All right, Mike is here, passing Jason with Mechanics of Faith. How can people find out information about you?
Mechanicsoffaith.org has a ton of information. We're on Facebook, Instagram. You can email, call us. That's the best way. We got a YouTube channel that we're slowly growing as well, but all of that's on our website at mechanicsoffaith.org.
All right, Mike is here, pastor's here with us as well. Okay, so I always say before he came on, people listen to the program, understand, change the world ain't cheap, easy, or free. You guys help people out like that. How do people engage with you? And now we're going to go to the next side of that is you guys need help after you're helping people. So first, how do people engage with you?
So engage, you talking about is our client base?
Yeah, okay, so I got something wrong. Do I have to qualify or how does that work?
Yep. So you go to our website and you hit and you click on repair information, and that kind of starts laying out that process for you. You actually have to submit an application. Our qualifiers are SNAP, so food stamps, or Medicaid, or a veteran. So that's our three qualifiers. If you receive or are any of those qualifiers, then you can receive services from Mechanics of Faith.
Okay. So now you guys have, when did you start running into problems thinking that you were going to have to move? Like what happened there?
Yeah, so we didn't know. I mean, forces, right? We had no idea. Me and the church were very well partnered together. Having a blast doing life, man, helping 15 people a week, and we were just growing too big, and so we just ended up with more cars on the lot than we could handle. I mean, we were having cars towed in, right? So it was just we were growing too big, and so the county showed up one day and just said, "Hey, just so you guys know, this is a residential property that the church is on." And all of us were like, "No, we looked it up on the GIS system and it's commercial." Well, come to find out that, again, there's some subsets in there because it's a church. So, basically it's a zoning issue and we're going to have to find an actual facility. I mean, our end goal was to actually build a shop on the property and everything. And for me, a lot of people are like, "Oh, aren't you mad?" And I'm like, "Not really." I'm like, because to me, this is God saying, "Jason, you aren't supposed to build a shop here. You're supposed to be somewhere else. You're supposed to do more, so you're supposed to grow the kingdom." Right. So that's where we're going.
All right. Which areas? Does it have to be Henrico, or you go where you can get basically some help?
Yeah, I mean, it really needs to be Richmond and the surrounding areas. That's our clientele base, right? So if I was to go to, I could go to King William County if I wanted to. I've been offered property in Tappahannock, but at the same time, I mean, that's a long drive for my kind of my clientele that I have.
All righty. So now the help that you need. Let's talk about what types of help could you use.
Yep. So as always, right? Love prayers, love the support. We really need the financial help. We need individuals who are willing to say, "You know what? I believe in the mission. I'm willing to commit to a $50 a month donation." That really helps. The monthly donations of $50 or more keeps us running. Or if you're willing to write that $5,000 check to help us pay for a couple months of rent, or we're going to need lifts when we get into the new facility because right now we don't have lifts. So there's a lot of things that we need, so we can do more, because we do want to grow. We do want to grow. We don't want to stay still. We want to grow. We want to help more people. We want to help over 600 people in 2024.
All righty, Pastor's with us. All righty, sir. One of my good Mike, we appreciate you coming on. When we're finished, we're going to connect. We're going to have you. I know your schedule is tough. Really quickly, let's talk about, you had a dream, and we talk to people about dreams all the time. You were good, but what you're doing is you're transferring knowledge and passion and faith and all that onto the next generation. How do we find the next generation of people who would say, "I got to step out here on faith and help folks"? Like everyone needs their car fixed, no matter whether you have the money or whether you don't. The trick comes into, if you don't, what happens, and all the things that happen if you don't have a car that's in good working condition. How do we find the next generation of people who will say, "Oh, let's go ahead and do this"?
That's a loaded question, isn't it?
I got one per show, and I save it for the pastor because you guys got the answers. Come on, man.
How do we find the next generation?
Yeah.
I mean, me personally, I think we have to keep doing what we do, right? I mean, that, like, for us, so I'll give you an example. I have a gentleman who volunteers at Mechanics of Faith. Great kid. And he has had a rough life. And, he's reached out to me in the past and we've had conversations. He's been incarcerated, and he was like, man, he was like, you know what? He was like, I cuss and I got a filthy mouth. He was like, but you know what, Pastor Jay? He's like, you don't even really blink an eye when you and I are carrying on a conversation and I'm cussing like a sailor. And, and he's just kind of like, he's like, I got to start coming to your church. I want to start volunteering more. And he's seeing the goodness through our works, right? I mean, I got it on my hoodie, right? I got works on this sleeve and I got faith on this sleeve, right? Because for me, we've got to do the work. And that's what Mechanics of Faith is doing. I've got recovery guys that I've hired, that have mechanic skills, but just couldn't get a job somewhere else because people looked at them and were like, oh, you're in recovery. I can't trust you. Right. And we don't do that at Mechanics of Faith. I don't do that at my church, Redemption House. And I think that's how we create the next generation, because we need to love everybody and we need to give opportunities to people, because the next generation may be somebody with a broken past.
There you go. All right, so Pastor, we talked about the church shout out. You just dropped it in there rather smoothly a second ago. Let's talk about Redemption House.
Yeah, so I am the lead pastor of Redemption House of Prayer. We currently are inside of New Life as well, at 2:00 in the afternoon right now. And I mean, we're just trying to do life with people because Mechanics of Faith is non-religious. I know it's kind of weird, right? Because a pastor founded Mechanics of Faith, but we're on Philippians 2:4 is what Mechanics of Faith is built on. And that's look not to the interest of yourself, but to the interest of others, others being the key word, right? It doesn't say Christians. It doesn't say black, white, Hispanic. It's others. And so we service anybody who needs help, but we also wanted to have a platform where people who wanted to learn more about Christ and wanted to build that relationship with God could. And that's where Redemption House was formed. And that's where I started, I'm in seminary school at Liberty University, finishing up that this year. And that's where God started leading me, saying, you need a place where you can minister to these people and you can worship with those who want to worship. Right. So, that's Redemption House of Prayer at 2:00 on Sundays, inside of New Life. And, we don't have any intentions on leaving New Life, other than, moving our shop.
There you go. Appreciate the love, Pastor. On the Mike, Pastor, one last time, how can people find information out about the Mechanics of Faith?
Yeah. So check out our website, mechanicsoffaith.org. Or you can check us out on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and just about all social media platforms.
On the Mike, we bring the best and the brightest. Hey, Pastor, if you're free later this afternoon, give me a shout. We got some stuff to talk about and some connections to make. Hopefully, some of our friends who are out there can show some love and help us out. So on the Mike, Pastor's here with us. We got to go. That man got stuff to do. He can't hang out with me all day. On the Mike, the best business radio program. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks now. Take care.
Thank you.